Hello, my name is Blazing Zeddy, and tonight we're going to do a speedrun of Shadow the Hedgehog Expert Mode any percent. We're going to begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So like all the other categories in this game, we'll end up starting off with Stopless. That is because it is the first level in the game. Unlike story mode though, we will be progressing through every single level one by one, and each one basically only has one objective compared to the usual 2 or 3, which is to usually get to the end. Sometimes there's something a little bit special there, but for this case we're just going to get to the end as fast as possible. So to do that, we'll usually end up gathering a whole bunch of hero points, which you can do by killing aliens, taking out fires, healing allies. All sorts of things can help you out there. So I'm gonna keep killing the aliens. Try not to hurt myself along the way. I ran out of ammo, but there's a few extra enemies here that I can pick up for some quick points just to be a little bit safe. And now we're in Hero Shadow mode, which means that we have the power of Chaos Control. I will use it by also activating this checkpoint, and this is what we call Chaos Control Glitch. It is the use of our Chaos Control power, which is us flying through the air really fast, and using the checkpoint menu to freeze all the timers in the game. This causes the timer for Chaos Control to be frozen as well, so it never tells us, please stop, you're done. So we just get to fly forever, unless something stops you, like in that case it was a barricade that stopped us. So keep flying all the way to the end. And that's that. Right now I'm comparing against my average splits, which is just over an hour at the moment.
Perfect.
It has been a while since I've done an expert mode run, as I was focusing on the glitchless version of this run and all sorts of other runs since then, or since I've stopped, so hopefully I won't be too rusty and we won't see that line get too red. Alright, so here's the digital circuit. This is the internet. And our goal is just get all the way through to where the dark ending is in the story mode. That's not too bad. Usually this level would not make sense to go after these enemies here and to gather hero points, but in this case it actually does. It'll help us out early on, or near the end, where there's a tower climbing sequence we don't want to do. Alright, I'm going to speed my way through here. If I'm just a little bit too slow, I might miss this cycle here and have to wait a whole long while before I can reach it again. These are light trails. We're just going across the circuitry as data on these lines. Good thing to note right now, you may have noticed I've taken 2 hits of damage and didn't die. That is because in Shadow the Hedgehog, you don't lose all your rings, you lose 10 rings. So as long as I have rings to spare, I can damage boost through quite a bit. Alright, coming up here, I'm going to do a spin dash jump to get across, and these are the special weapons in the game. This is a heal cannon. It lets me heal my allies for hero points. I'm going to pick up this egg vacuum, and this will let me vacuum up a good number of enemies without much care in the world. So I can keep moving fast, and then just kind of turn on my egg vacuum every once in a while to get kills that way. Alright, gotta get past these barriers. It's usually nice to have Rouge with us in the story mode, but you don't get any partner characters here in the expert. We just gotta wait for this to carry us all the way up. This is actually, I've yet to disprove this, but I'm pretty darn sure that that is a global cycle. So once you get really good at the run, this is one of those stages where you can only get a certain time or so. Like, you can only improve so much more at that point. I was a few cycles behind, but I'm gonna blame my rustiness on that currently. It's not, it's like a 2 to 3 second difference. Not that crazy. Okay. Make our way through this. And coming up here is another light, searchlight section. Gonna vacuum up these aliens here. And then when I kill the last of the enemies in a section, the searchlight comes and grabs me. So I'm gonna kill the ones I can, and then I'm gonna vacuum up the last one because it's a little bit faster to do so. And now we're on the almost final section. Coming up here, there's going to be a worm hiding in here. That's going to give me the hero points I need to get up this tower. And then there's a checkpoint right here that I can use to skip this next tower. Oh, not bad. Yeah, so that's this little circuit. Perfect. It's not too bad. Coming up next is Glyphic Canyon. Now, this is one of those stages where, because of the nature of how Chaos Control Glitch is used, besides some geometry changes that might happen to the level, like in this case, the level's gonna be, for the most part, exactly the same as if we were doing a story mode. We're gonna skip the loop, skip that ramp, because they're both slow. I'm gonna grab this heal cannon and heal my allies here. For hero points, grab the egg vacuum up the enemies for more hero points. There's no ramp here, so I need to make sure I jump. Otherwise, I'll just fall to my death. And then everything else, if you're familiar with the runs of this game, everything else is looking pretty much the same. Getting Chaos Control. And then getting on to the checkpoint for Chaos Control Glitch. In this stage, there's nothing blocking us from the end, so we just get to take a break after 7 minutes of play. Which is pretty nice, considering it's an hour-long category. Yeah. If there was donations to be read, this would be the time to do so. Or a quick donation or two, rather, as there's nothing that can distract the player from playing right now. There we go. Take this. This is unfortunately, like this spot in particular is unfortunately a common crash point in the game when you use Chaos Control Glitch in this level. So it'd be like a quiet time type of thing to make sure that game didn't crash. And the worst thing that happens is you just have to do the stage over again. The game saves your progress on each level complete. The worst case, you have to do a 2-minute level over again or something. This is Lethal Highway. We're going to be grabbing these submachine guns, killing some of the enemies here. Not all of them. Some of them are just too hard to get. I'm going to time my shot just right to make sure I hit that cycle. This gives me the invincibility power-up that I can use to just run through things without a care in the world, and use ammo without a care in the world as well. Fun fact, if you get the Dark Shadow or Hero Shadow modes, you get all the powers of what I just showed off there, but also an extra power-up to use Chaos Control or Chaos Blast. We'll use Chaos Blast like once later on, so until then, just gotta wait it out a bit. I am 1 short. Wow, that's unfortunate. There's a guy here though, so full hero power, get to the checkpoint, Chaos Control Glitch, and that is the stage. So a lot of breaks happen during this run, but that's really nice actually, because this run and the game in general has gotten to the point, due to its lack of RNG like heavy uses of it and like bad uses of it to where like movement's gotten pretty optimized. So having a little break to prepare yourself for the next section is pretty nice. It also means just in general, because less gameplay is happening throughout the run, every little second of the gameplay matters just a little bit more. Alright, end of the stage. Moving on. So coming up next is Cryptic Castle. And this is one of the few stages in the game where it actually makes sense to not go for Chaos Control or Chaos Control glitch at all. It is faster to just run through the level as fast as possible. So, not all just waiting for getting Chaos Control and then speeding through it in glitch mode. You get to do some fun stages like this. Alright, I'm gonna skip this tower by jumping below, making sure I don't lose my homing attack, because if I do, then I lose the ability to make it all the way underneath. And then here, they hide the torches that you need to use to get this balloon underneath the tree, so I just slide in to get that. Here comes the next special weapon. It is the Omochao gun. Tried to use it to kill the guy there, but that didn't work out. The Omochao gun is a pretty powerful weapon that can be used to shoot a lot of tiny enemies really fast with its ricochet effect. I'm gonna jump off this balloon and do a spin dash to this upper section. That lets me skip this whole section below me, as they're not expecting you to get there. So this is a Black Hawk. Sometimes you kill them, they just die. Sometimes you get this section here, which is kind of like a little Star Fox game. Just need to maneuver around, try to not get hit. You lose a little bit of speed on that. I'm not sure the exact values. We might find that out soon once we get a little bit more control over the practice codes I've been writing. Basically a set of cheat codes that the runner can turn on to make some of the practicing in this game a little bit easier. That should be fun. Alright. I'm gonna shoot this guy here and there, jumping over that fire. Yeah, I don't have to worry about these spawns. I can shoot a little bit earlier than the bullet ricochets off the walls at the door early. And yeah, that's mainly the use of the Omochao gun over other guns. Wow. That's a new one. Yeah, so light dashes can be a little bit on the buggy side. Thankfully, we recover from that relatively unscathed. Sometimes they can be like soft lock worthy and you have to restart the level. So we lucked out a bit. Alright, I'm gonna light dash through here. Don't need this torch anymore, so I'm gonna drop it. And we are gonna take the normal route of the 3 routes in this level. And that will bring me over to here, where I can then jump onto this. I'm a little bit short on that timing, then I kind of have to redo it or I have to wait for the cycle to come back around. It's a rather slow moving platform, so it kind of sucks when that happens. But here I'm just on the rail. I can keep pressing X to keep building speed. There is a cap and eventually it will stop you, but Shadow decelerates faster than you can hit the cap, so it's really only in certain levels where you're unable to go any faster. Or hit top speed, rather. Moving on. Here's Prison Island. Prison Island's pretty fun to run through because there's acid rivers that will damage you if you don't have a means of crossing it. A lot of gun soldiers to kill, aliens to kill. Just in general, pretty fun level to run through. Alright. They change up the fencing here. They kind of force you down a little bit of a harder path. I'm gonna ignore all of that. Just like that. Put a little more obstacles on the way. Jump over that. And I'm gonna get the egg vacuum. The egg vacuum will be helpful here because it will help me vacuum up fires that are on the jump pads that I need to use. So I do that. And then I'm gonna jump around these fences very carefully. I ignored that alien there because I got an extra one. I really didn't need to. And the last thing I want to do in this stage is get chaos control too early. Because I need to stop right here, vacuum up these aliens, jump off, and land on this checkpoint in that short amount of time. You can see right now in the corner of the, or in the meter of the screen that I have very little meter left. So if I end up stumbling or something during that process of ending my chaos control to get to this chaos control glitch, I would have lost my chaos control and would have had to complete the level normally. Which would have been unfortunate, but nothing I can't handle. It's a really unfortunate time loss.
Perfect.
Alright. Yeah, we're not doing too bad against the average splits currently. I'm expecting a little time bleed on every split, but I'm hoping not to be too far behind once we get to the end. Here's Circus Park, the main lead Eggman stage, and yeah, we're just gonna run through it as fast as possible, getting as many Eggman kills as we can. And I picked the wrong side. Okay, here we go. Wait for this to go up before I do that, or else I would have lost my stepping. And change up the way the puzzles are solved a bit. I spin dash across here. I speed up this section here a bit. I can still get that though. That's always fun. I'm gonna get the egg vacuum here, because all the enemies I need to get can be vacuumed up with the egg vacuum. So when that's the case, it's really helpful to have the egg vacuum. And now we are in chaos control. I'm gonna get my way over to this checkpoint as fast as possible, and then chaos control glitch. It's really nice to have a chaos control glitch in this stage, because there's like the way they make this stage a lot harder is a section we're about to pass here. That stage, that portion of the stage is really hard to navigate. So being able to skip it with relative ease is really nice. You can manage your chaos control route for the not chaos control glitch version of this run, so you can get past that section as well. You just gotta play more of the level and get a little bit closer so you can actually pass it, because you only have so much chaos control. Please get out of the way. Thank you.
Perfect.
Alrighty. Coming up next is Central City. This is a stage where we will not use chaos control at all. Instead, we'll get chaos. We'll get Dark Shadow with the ability to use Chaos Blast and actually use it. Normally, Chaos Blast is extremely slow to use because it's basically sit still and become a bomb and explode. There's nothing fast about that, except for when you can use it to kill enemies faster, which is just so happens to be the case when we get to that part. So the objective here is to destroy all these bombs and Normally there's a bomb there, but they moved it, so they make you think about where's the other bomb. So I know where the bomb is, so we'll head over there now. First, we need to take care of some of the other bombs along the way. And alright, so I'm gonna kill this guy and take his bazooka, because this will let me kill this guy faster, and the guys that come over there and there. And then they're gonna drop again. I'm gonna shoot again. I'm gonna kill these guys. Now I have Dark Shadow. We can use Chaos Blast. 2 more above me die, and then I can shoot the bomb. Now that it's been opened up, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna grab the special weapon known as the Shadow Rifle. It is the most powerful weapon in the game, with being programmed to take out any like main enemy with a single shot. So, really nice to have. I need to destroy the bomb there to open up the back there. That was the 3rd bomb. Climb up this. And I'm going to use a spin dash high jump to get past this wall to be able to make it all the way over here. The 4th, I guess 5th bomb really is up here. I messed up my spin dash jump there though, so let me try that again. Much better. Kill these guys. Skip that spring because it sends you to this spring, and it does it a lot slower. So we're gonna be up here. I'm gonna kill these giants. We'll get Hero Shadow, which makes it easier to navigate and kill because I can just spam my weapon like this. But I won't be using Chaos Control. I almost homing attacked into that spring. Normally the way I jump would prevent that. That's fine. There's the last bomb. We're done. Pretty fun stage. I like it when stages in this run don't have to deal with Chaos Control glitch, because obviously you get to play the game more, and that's fun. Alright, here's the Doom. In the main game, the main story, this stage's hero mission is to get as many of the, or heal all the scientists that you can find. So that's the objective for here as well. So we're gonna do that by getting all of these flames taken out. That will give us a lot of hero points. It's about what, 10 flames for a full heal. I forgot about this part here. Heal these guys. And I'm gonna go out of bounds by using that piece of geometry and jumping at it like this. Normally there is a switch on right there. Getting that would allow me to open the door with a satellite laser, which is another weapon we can use later on. But it turns out all of the scientists are here. So I'm gonna heal them from here.
Perfect.
Yeah, nice and easy level. It's really nice that we were able to find another way around that door, because otherwise the alternative would have been to prepare a chaos control glitch and make our way there very, very slowly. So coming up here, this is going to be another one of those stages that is basically the same than compared to the story mode, with a very slight difference. Just how it works out. Kill the enemy, kill the aliens for points, heal the allies for points. You didn't get healed, otherwise you would have been moving. Heal you. I can also tell if I've gotten the enemies I need by checking the score. The score isn't an exact representation of... Oh, we'll talk about that later. The score is not an exact representation of how much my meter is filled, but it lets me have a good idea about who I've taken out or not. So right now I should have chaos control, and I should be able to use it to chaos control glitch here. However, the egg fleet that's right in the corner, or that guy there, he destroyed one of the things I needed. And apparently it's worth so much. Oh, I had to kill that box too. Forgot about that part. But here we go. Chaos control. And we go. The point routing is very tight for this case, because normally you would have a, what do you call it? You have this gem that they want you to destroy. That's worth about 1,000 meter points, and to completely fill a meter you need 3,000 or 30,000. So it just so happens that not having that kind of makes the route a little bit harder unless you go out of your way to destroy a few more things that you wouldn't normally get. So a little sloppy there. I wish I would have remembered exactly how to do that level, but it's not bad. I'm gonna use jump over here. This just puts us in the secret door area, and if I have enough points, which I did, it'll let me go all the way across. If I did not have enough points, I wouldn't have even tried it, but if I did, then I would have lost chaos control before the part where it would have carried me all the way to the end, which would have been sad, because we would have had to end up starting like at checkpoint 2. We would have just restarted the level.
Perfect.
Alright, coming up next, Mad Matrix. This is the second internet level, and the one that a lot of people get stuck on when they're trying to do a particular mission in this stage. So, turns out in this time around we're going to be doing the hero mission, quote unquote, which is to activate all the terminals in the 4 main towers. So we're in Blue Tower right now, and we are going to navigate our way up. I just missed that, and that's unfortunate. This section here is a little bit crazy with the camera. I played it so much though that it doesn't bother me. Look at this camera. Ooh, good stuff. Could go through that wall, because why would you ever be up there? And yeah, skip a puzzle. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna grab the heal cannon. We're going to use this throughout the stage to slowly gather our hero points. We're going to want to use them at the very end where there's an auto-scrolling section. Otherwise, there's not really a good way to navigate this stage with chaos control and have it be worth anything. This is going to be another stage where you're basically playing it the whole time, which is pretty fun. There's a lot of things going on here. Alright, so for instance, I did it earlier, but we're going to solve these puzzles by making all the colors the same. People think that, oh, the colors need to match the tower, but no, they don't. They actually just need to be the same color. So that makes solving some of the puzzles a lot easier. That one blast was big enough to handle, was enough to handle hitting both of those guys, so I got points for both. Coming up next here though, there's a worm and an egg pawn enemy, and on the Xbox version it's pretty common for that to somehow cause a crash by doing that. I've had it once in the past few months. One of my friends who's also a runner, oh, hold on. Okay. He gets it all a lot, so we're not quite sure why it happens, but it can. 2 minutes into the stage. Unfortunate time loss if it does happen, but thankfully you'll be able to restart from the main menu to this level. So if it does happen, then it won't be too bad. I'm gonna make my way over here. I'm gonna follow a certain path because obviously here's the fastest way to get from one place to another when you're given the option of multiple roads. Yeah. On a second note, back in that tower area, I healed the worm mainly because if I don't, it will become aggressive and attack me. and when it attacks me, it's bad because it has homing and missiles as attacks, and they will be sure to get me when I'm on the tiny platforms around a pillar. Not very many movement options there. Making our way up. Looks like we're about through the halfway point, so that's pretty cool. Oh, I just missed that. If you do that just right, you just land on it and it's super smooth. Alright, so here's Red Terminal. Make my way up. And I'm gonna wait here until I see a block I can land on. I'm able to use the reticule for the heal cannon to kind of position myself so that I'm gonna launch myself towards the tower. That's always fun to do. Alright, last navigation of the Matrix. I'm gonna damage boost through these firewalls. If that didn't kick in yet, that's what they are. They're gigantic walls made of fire in the internet. Funny little joke. Alright, and now we are at Green Tower. This is where the auto-scroller is, which is why we've been slowly gathering our hero points up. Gonna skip that spring. And we're in. I'm gonna heal these two here, and that should be enough to get me Chaos Control. I'm gonna use Chaos Control to skip this, and then I'm gonna stop Chaos Control to be able to use the Chaos Control glitch here. This will get me all the way through not only the auto-scroller here, but all the way up here. The alternative is to go through the auto-scroller, or is to just not try to go for the Chaos Control glitch, but instead just use a single Chaos Control, but then you end up a little bit into the auto-scroller a bit. I'm gonna skip that split because I missplit, or I forgot to. And yeah, that's Mad Matrix. It's a pretty fun level. Alright, here comes Death Ruins. Now, Death Ruins, it's gonna be one of those stages where you get Chaos Control really fast, you get Chaos Control glitch very fast. Unlike before though, we have this really nifty glitch that we recently discovered. It's called, or we've decided to call it Death Loop, where we continuously kill an enemy, but we revive them just in time to be able to kill them again for points. So I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna damage him, and then I'm gonna damage him again, like this. Which will slowly get me, I believe it's 2,000 meter points per use. And it's about as fast as our older route, which involved going up to where I used Chaos Control glitch and killing all those enemies. But navigating that area is super hard. So having this method where I can just grind this one guy out for hero points is really nice. It can be faster if you do it right. I don't think that was faster this time around, but it can be.
Yes, sir. We are
And it, what do you call? Yeah, it's really cool to show off. If it does fail, we can just go ahead and we continue with the rest of the route because those enemies don't disappear. So just continue on. And yeah, here's the arc. As of this recording, we found a nice skip that's kind of familiar, or kind of similar to the way Sonic Adventure 2 has final, what's it called? I can't remember the name. I'm an SA2 runner, or at least I used to be. I don't really run it too much anymore. But basically you drop off right about there and you would do a maneuver of a spin dash jump. Or yeah, spin dash. And you kind of just fall through the world until you reach to the goal ring. I don't have it memorized right now as a good method to do it, so I'm not going to do it here. It is pretty fast because you don't have to worry about navigating through all this in this slow black vault. Oh yeah, I'm being informed that the stage was Final Rush, so I got the final part down. I just couldn't figure out the rest. But yeah, it's pretty nifty setup. If this gets into a marathon, I will either have learned it by now, or I will be learning it for the run that I do. But if we don't want to risk that, this is perfectly safe. Just make sure you're out of the way of all the enemies and you'll be fine. Oh, that was too tight of a turn. Alright, yeah, so throughout this level, if we were doing it this way, there's plenty of time for donations. If we're doing it the other way, there's not as much time, but there's not a whole lot going on either way. Not a whole lot to explain, so do the marathon things. And we're done. Saved a little bit of time on average. Nice. I think that's the first time this run. Alright, coming up next, Air Fleet. This is going to be another one of those stages where it's almost the same as the story variant of using Chaos Control really quickly. One thing they do change up in this is where they would normally let you decide between two different pathways. This time around they'll force you into a single pathway, so that you will you have to face off whatever enemies they programmed in for you. So instead we'll use Chaos Control Glitch, and I'm going to accomplish that with this Shadow Rifle, killing the aliens as I see them. Luckily for us, they force us down the alien path the first time. Well, next time it's through the gun soldier path, but we'll be skipping that entirely. Oop. You're supposed to die. You're dead. Okay, good. And I just need to make sure I get enough points. Doesn't matter if I get it a little bit too soon or not, as long as it happens, because I can just kill a few more. And there's my checkpoint. There's my Chaos Control Glitch. And yeah, that's basically it for this level. We get to watch. Oh, there's the path that they force you down. This is when I do no CCG version of this stage or expert mode. It's pretty fun to go through, but it's also nice not having to do it at all. A little bit longer here. They don't put you into the goal ring annoyingly. They put you just before it, but just a single jump. I'm pretty sure I jumped through the ring at one point, but I don't think that's how it works. I'll have to ask my other programmers, hacker friends of this game to see if they know how the geometry of that is. Hello, Iron Jungle. This is another stage where it's going to be exactly the same as story mode, which involves killing these acorns for hero points. And we'll just end up using Chaos Control Glitch. Kind of boring to have the same type of technique over and over and over again. The fun is in all the different ways that we end up accomplishing that. I'm going to kill these guys here because they can be annoying and get in my way. Trying to avoid the explosives there because they can be annoying and get in the way. Vacuum up all these guys. Now we have full meter. Now I can land on this checkpoint. Activate Chaos Control Glitch. I don't think I've actually explained how Chaos Control Glitch actually works. I think I'll do that now in this short time we have. Chaos Control Glitch is an exploit of the action system where you would perform the checkpoint menu to open it up, and then frames later you'll activate the power or action of choice, in this case Chaos Control, and it just so happens that menu opens up after you committed that action. So that's why we're able to pull off this glitch. You can pull it off with the Chaos Blast power and just explode indefinitely. If you don't have the Chaos Control powers, you can use it to toss your gun while entering a checkpoint, if that matters to you at all. Yeah, a lot of cool ways. So here's a really cool level. We've actually developed this level quite a bit since we initially did runs of this category, and there's a nice Chaos Control glitch route for it now that is super cool to look at. So we're about to that section. I'll try to explain it as I show it off. We're going to be falling down here. I'm going to be moving backwards in the level because behind me there's a Chaos Control orb. With this orb, I can charge up the spin dash, get a full meter of Chaos Control, kind of navigate my way through, back around to the main part of the level, get to the checkpoint, and then use Chaos Control Glitch to get me all the way over to this dark section. And then from the dark section, oh look, another checkpoint. We can use Chaos Control Glitch again and make it all the way through. Thankfully, at the end of this dark section, there's a teleporter that brings us over to the hero section, hero/normal section, where our goal ring is. It turns out this is about 10 seconds faster compared to just running through the stage as fast as possible, which you think it'd be a little bit more, but actually not that much. Gold split.
Perfect.
Huh. I have gotten a lot better at it. I used to, what do you call it? I used to fail it all the time when I was first learning it, but since I've done it, gotten used to it, and since I've been doing pure hero attempts, which also uses it, I've gotten a lot better at it. Lost Impact is another awesome level that we've worked on. So we're gonna get this heal cannon. We're gonna heal everybody. And now the first thing you think of is, oh, we're just gonna use the Chaos Control and use Chaos Control Glitch again, aren't we? Not this time. I'm gonna actually completely ignore the existence of that, because if I end up failing, it'd be better if I don't have to waste a life restarting. I'm gonna get up here because we don't have an elevator to help us out anymore, and I'm gonna heal more enemies. Get up this elevator, and then there's even more guys to heal. Please let me off, thank you. Like, hurt this guy here so that when he respawns he'll be in a single spot, just like that. I'm going to use this barrier to push myself out of bounds, and I'm going to angle myself to be able to hit that guy with a blast, fly out of bounds, and now I am back in bounds. Oh, darn it. Well, good thing we can use Chaos Control Glitch. I will... Actually, at this point in the run, we would have already have seen in the corner. It's not there in my live recording, but in the corner we'll have my PB, which has the glitch successfully performed. To kind of show you the time save it allows you to have. Hopefully this won't be too bad, because I'm working with a little bit less Chaos Control than I would be liking to have. I think we're good. This is one of those sections where if you come at it from this side, infinite Chaos Control takes you all the way over. What we were doing before, oops, almost didn't make it. What we were doing before, we would have had to have been very careful with our meter, as getting it, what do you call it, if we were to not pay attention to it and lose our meter, we would have ended up losing chaos control and falling to death. So there we go. Both versions will be viewable. A nice backup strat we have too, and when it fails like it did. Alright. Hello. Gun Fortress. This is going to be another one of those, basically the same, except we're going to get chaos control a little bit sooner than... I don't know, I'll get you two. Here we go. You get Shatter Rifle. I know, Egg Vacuum's really one. Every time you do one of these runs, you do something a little bit different than the last time. It can get a little bit confusing. Alright, we have chaos control, so I'm gonna make my way over to, you guessed it, a checkpoint. So what's nice about this way is that we don't have to worry about partner characters getting in the way and canceling our frozen timer effect of the chaos control glitch. So we can start it all the way back there compared to a little bit further up once we've triggered all the characters in the game. Oh, this is my favorite part. This is where we count how many doors I've been through. I don't know the answer, so don't ask, but pretty fun. Alright. Coming up next is Black Comet. And it's another one of those stages that we found really cool stuff in lately. So there's this skip where you go out of bounds and you end up from the first section to the last section, because they just barely put them next to each other and we can barely get out of bounds and then back in bounds for it to all work. But I will not be doing that. It is a lot, it's pretty precise to do so. If I can get it down like really good, then it's possible I'll be able to show it off, but it's like it takes like a minute to get over to it, and then if you fail it, you have to redo the whole stage. So if I'm not so happy about my performance with the skip, I will be doing what I am doing now, which is the normal route that we've been doing for years. I'm gonna make my way over here. I'm gonna do a spin dash high jump off of this ledge. Hopefully get higher next time. There we go. That skips those elevators that are super slow. Make sure I get this guy too. Okay. Alright. Messed up my routing again. When you want to go for the skip, you want to kill those guys, because you don't, or you wouldn't be getting points. I almost said it again. You wouldn't be getting points from the guys in the beginning, because it'd be faster to run through it than to heal them all. So I got chaos control before I jumped up to the section where the warp point was, because if I had failed the jump, I could then use chaos control to make my way back up safely. That's not always possible in some routes, but in this route it is. And this is just a big old chain of chaos control glitches. Alright. Last one. This is where you would have ended if you did the skip. Like in the room where I went through the first warp point to that checkpoint that I just went off of. That, everything in between was skipped with this new skip, and it's awesome. It's just really dumb as it's super precise, and even if you do get out of bounds, you might not be able to get back in bounds before the kill planes kill you. you don't get enough speed going in the right directions.
Perfect.
Okay, coming up is Lava Shelter. For a while, we would do this just slightly different than we do our story mode attempts. That's not really the case anymore. I'll be able to show that off as to why later. For now, let's just go through the stage as fast as possible. And get this gun here, gonna kill these guys. Grab this extra ammo here. I control my speed here. Kill those guys. Kill those guys. I think I got them both. Looked like I did. I jump down here. Those guys. Those guys. I totally missed some. That's fine. There's extra enemies to kill. Alright. Not exactly as I had planned, but pretty fast recovery. I'm gonna make sure I watch out for a point because the ending is not at the hero ending, it's at the dark ending. So we're gonna maneuver our way over here, jump in this general direction. That will make us go into that area. It will carry us all the way through, up this gigantic silo, which is not fun to do casually, into the gold ring, just like that. I'm gonna skip that, I did it way too late.
Perfect.
Alright, coming up is where you use your best Chow emotes, because this next part is going to be very Chow-tastic. Alright, did that jump right? I did. It's an invisible platform the developers left in on accident. You can use that to skip a whole bunch of platforming I don't want to do. And this cycle seems a little... This cycle looks so weird. I want to be going up while it's going down. Just like that. Otherwise I might not be able to make it all the way across. You'll notice I picked up a weapon from the shadow box. This is the satellite laser. It is a laser that allows me to call in a laser that was used in the first level of the game. If you recall, the giant pillars of light that struck down on the city. This lets me call one on an enemy at any point. I'm going to use this later on to skip a key door that will allow me to activate light dash passes that will let me play through the game faster. I'll go down here, and then there's a orb. I don't think this is the first time we've already got the orb in Space Gadget. That's right. And I'm gonna carry this all the way over here. Oh geez, what am I about to do? Skip all this. It's not too bad doing this glitchless because you can chaos control normally for a good portion of it. Yeah, here comes the key door, so I am going to jump off the rail early so I can get my momentum going. I'm gonna try not to fail at this as I use these light dashes to maneuver the rest of the level. Like this level's expert mode in particular is very difficult with its platforming, so not having to do it at all is a huge plus. Alright, up this vine. You gotta wait a second here to make sure our light dash is cleared. Sometimes the pillars or the platforms will be in a cycle which is intersecting with the light dash, and you end up failing it. Those are bad times, so we don't do that. Hey, look there, it's the computer room. Bingo, the computer room. Okay, meme over. All right, only a few stages left, and we're getting pretty close to our average. That's really nice. For not having done this run in a long time, that's really nice. PB will be finishing in a few minutes, but yeah. Here's Final Haunt. Final Haunt's pretty fun. We're gonna go all the way down here, and we're gonna pick up the Shadow Rifle. No, not the Samurai Blade, the worst weapon in the game. We want the Shadow Rifle, the best weapon in the game. To make sure I kill only certain enemies, because I do not want to get enemies I do not need. As we continue on. So that guy, hopefully I make this jump. I do. Almost fell off. But yeah, use the geometry to convert your horizontal momentum into upwards momentum. Pretty nice. I'm gonna kill you. I have chaos control. We're gonna go all the way up to this checkpoint, and we are not going to use chaos control glitch, because doing so, especially the way I tried doing it just now, would have been deadly. We kill these guys. That's so satisfying to do. Make our way down here. And I'm gonna keep low here so I do not get hit by the lasers. And then I am going to make my way down here. I'm gonna kill this guy, get some more ammo, try to kill these assassins before they disappear on me. Otherwise, I'll have a bad time trying to find them. Oh look, a checkpoint. Chaos control glitch. Now, if I had done a different route, I could have gotten here like 6 seconds faster in a way harder route. And it would have involved using that chaos control glitch earlier. But that's hard. Let's not do that. So, here we are. Yeah, for only 6 seconds, there's no point of killing a run by using a really hard trick. Ah, it's a crash! This is the worst time to have a crash. Really? Well, we're too far into it now. I'm keeping it. So, this is what happens when you use chaos control glitch a bit much. You end up crashing the game. And ideally, it doesn't happen too often. But if it does, here's how fast we can get into it again. I understand this is going to be a huge disseller to the category, especially for how long it is and how many opportunities this can happen, but it's not as bad as it may seem. Now we're back in the level, we get to do it again! So whatever estimate I place for this category, it will account for bad attempts of certain techniques. It will account for a glitch or two, or a crash or two. Alright. Now we get to see my consistency at this game, and how I can do the same things really fast. With little variation from everything else going on. Little dude. If it didn't matter, I would show off the other glitch or the other route right now. I just don't have it down to a point where I can do either or without losing a run, so I will not, unfortunately, not be able to do that. Kill these guys. Seen that twice, doing that twice. Ooh. Alright. Staying low because I don't want the lasers to hit me. And making our way over here. Kill that guy, get this. I would have enough ammo to kill those 4 and get to this without any issue. The problem is that we want to be able to keep a weapon, or keep the weapon for the section coming up where I crashed last time. Because I want to keep my hero meter going, and if I keep killing things, the meter keeps time keeps getting added to the meter. Okay. Yay, no crash. I'm gonna mash my way through, killing the enemies to keep my meter going. And there's one more chaos control glitch here. Let's just skip this little section here a little bit faster. There's the goal ring. Alright. Shame, we would have totally been able to finish this stage, or finish this run ahead of average. But that dang glitch, man. That's fine. I think I would have like a 1010 or estimate or higher for this category, so to finish at 102 with a crash, I think that's pretty good. This is the last way. This is the level you get to at the last story when you complete everything else in the game. And we are gonna make our way through. Get the shadow rifle. There's an extra UFO here. I'm gonna go over here and take shots at it from over here to get rid of it so that they won't do that to me. Alright. Use the key door. I'm gonna try to skip it. It's slow. Unfortunately, I didn't maneuver fast enough to make all that worth it. But if things go right, I can get into this warp point a little bit faster than having to wait for the door to open. This is it. This is the end of the run. I will be flying into the goal ring automatically from here on out. So overall, it's a pretty fun run if you don't mind the occasional crash. Just stay patient and yeah, just have fun when you can. Nope, run's over. Yeah, we totally would have been ahead of estimate if it wasn't for the crash. Or sorry, not estimate. Ahead of PB. Or sorry, no, average. If it wasn't for the crash. So that's unfortunate. But it's really it's important to know about that crash being possible when accepting this run. So hopefully you will agree with me that it's not as bad, or given the proper estimate, it will be accounted for and will be recovered just fine. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll usually submit this with the no CCD version as well if you really don't want that crash, but that will do it. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you at the next video. Until then, take care.